arisonlashes.
Welcome to Arison Lashes Lash Course. I'm Adam.
Have you ever stopped to think about what really separates a good lash artist from a truly great one? I'll give you a hint, it's not just about having a steady hand. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the hidden biology behind those beautiful lashes.
The absolute best in the business, they have a secret weapon. It's a deep understanding of eyelash biology.
Because understanding the actual science behind the lashes you're working on, that directly impacts everything. We're talking client safety, how long the extensions actually last, and, the very foundation of your artistry.
And look, the benefits here aren't just theoretical, they are super tangible. Knowing the biology means you're going to have safer applications because you'll know when not to overload a delicate lash. It means way better retention since you can pick the perfect lash at the perfect time. It opens up a whole world of custom styling, and maybe most importantly, it builds that professional credibility and trust that really makes an expert stand out from the crowd.
All right, so to really get the big picture, we've got to start small, like really small. So let's zoom all the way in and break down the anatomy of just one single eyelash. Every lash is this super intricate structure, and it has three main parts. So first up, you've got the shaft. This is the part we all see, right? It's the canvas for all that lash artistry. It's basically made of these hardened protein cells that act like a little shield, protecting your eye from stuff like dust and debris. Then, if you go beneath the surface, you find the root. Think of this as the hidden anchor. It holds the lash super securely inside the hair follicle. And it's also the pipeline, It's how the lash gets all the vital nutrients it needs to grow nice and strong. And right at the very base of that root is the bulb. This thing is the growth powerhouse. Seriously, this is where new cells are constantly dividing to build the lash, and it's also the little factory where the pigment is made that gives the lash its color. But believe it or not, it gets even more complex. If you were to slice that shaft open, you'd find three separate layers. On the outside, you got the cuticle. It's like shingles on a roof, protecting everything inside. Then there's the cortex. That's the thick middle layer that gives the lash its strength and color. And deep inside is the medulla, the very core. Knowing this structure is so key to understanding how different products actually affect the health of the lash. Okay, so now let's talk about how these lashes actually grow, because they're not just static little hairs. They are living, growing parts of our body, and they are always changing. This whole process is called the lash growth cycle, and for a lash artist, knowing this timeline isn't just helpful, it is strategically vital. So the life of every single lash plays out across these four phases. It all kicks off with Anagen, that's the active growth phase. Then it moves into Catagen, which is a short little transition where growth just stops. After that comes Telogen, a really long resting phase, and finally, you've got Exogen, which is when the old lash actively sheds to make room for a new one. Okay, now here's a fact that might just blow your mind. At any given time, a whopping 85% of your lashes are in that final resting Telogen phase. That's right, they're basically just hanging out, waiting to shed. Only about 15% are actually in that active growth phase. And this is such a crucial piece of the puzzle. All right, so how do we take all this biology stuff and actually use it to get perfect results? And that brings us to maybe the most important question of all. With everything we now know about that growth cycle, which lash is the perfect one to put an extension on? And the answer is the Anagen phase. Those mature Anagen lashes, the ones still actively growing, they are the absolute ideal choice. And why is that? It's simple. They're strong, they're firmly rooted, and they have a long life ahead of them. If you try to stick an extension on a fragile Catagen lash or a resting Telogen lash, well, that's just a recipe for disaster, because that lash could literally be set to fall out the very next day. This knowledge isn't just powerful for the artist, it's powerful for you, the client. When you get the science behind it, you become a much smarter consumer of lash services. You become a real partner in keeping your own lashes healthy. And that right there, that's the sign of a true professional. Their number one job is to protect the health and safety of your natural lashes. A real expert knows how to spot when things aren't right, and they understand that sometimes the most professional thing they can do is just say no and wait until your lashes are healthier. This is exactly why educating the client is so powerful. When an artist takes the time to explain the lash cycle to you, it builds a huge amount of trust. It helps manage expectations, right? So you won't freak out when you see a few lashes shed naturally. And in the end, a client who gets it is a client who takes better care of their lashes. And that means better, longer-lasting results for everybody.
So really, it all comes down to this one powerful idea. Your eyelashes aren't just some canvas to work on. They're living, dynamic parts of your body. Understanding their biology isn't just some nice-to-have extra skill. It is the absolute foundation of safe, beautiful, and successful lash artistry.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to Arison Lash's channel.